Alright everyone, it's that time of year when Valentine's rolls around in Dragalia. You know what that means? That's right, Wyrmprints. What, do you think I was going to say something else? You saw the title of the video, you clicked the thumbnail. Keep up! With every one of these limited holiday events, normally Dragalia introduces new limited Wyrmprints that, unfortunately, a lot of times are very meta-defining and limited, so they just go away. So if you miss out the chance to get them, you're kind of screwed until the event comes back. So I'm here to try and get ahead of that and show you, which ones to look out for while the event's still ongoing. The big three this year, in my opinion, obviously, are Fires of Hate, Chocolatiers, and Elegant Escort. Now, so a couple of important things we have to talk about first. So first off, let's do the new one, Fires of Hate. So Fires of Hate is, brand new and is going along with what Dragalia is doing, which is a lot of Affliction Wyrmprints that are also, unfortunately, tied to events. So this time, Poison. So Fires of Hate will give you at maxed out full HP equals Strength plus 15 and Poison Punisher plus 20. Now, very good Wyrmprint. They've been putting in a lot of poison stuff so far. A lot of new units have poison, like the new bow unit they've added, whose name escapes me right now, but it'll be in the video. He has poison, and then obviously there's Delphi, who is literally the poison machine. So if you have your hands on Delphi, or any unit that can poison that you're listing or using on a team, probably should get this Wyrmprint. It's really good. There's also Pazuzu is a poison dragon. Apollo is actually useful now because burn is pretty much everywhere. Which, speaking of burn, that's the other one. Elegant Escort is always been tied to the Valentine's event. Now, this Wyrmprint is honestly, I can't understate how good it is. Like, any content that has that's weak to fire, period. Before it was like, oh yeah, we'll run it on Midgard and we'll run the Smith sisters because Reyna can burn, Ramona does a ton of damage. They're both not stun immune, so we'll bring Verica to wake them up, or just bring Lowen to do even more damage and have higher HP pools and whatever. And yeah, we'll just run Elegant Escort because Burn Punisher is very strong and has always been very strong. And now a lot of fire units burn. So if you're running Midgard, if you're running Volk, you should probably, as long as someone in your team brings burn, you should probably be running the Burn Punisher print. Like 30% more damage when burn will be up majority of the time is really, really, really strong. And you can only get this by actually completing Orion's events in the story. So like in the story event, Orion's actual story gives this Wyrmprint. So how the Valentine's event works is doing all these individual stories you trade in your flowers for gives you a Wyrmprint. Make sure you do Orion's. And if you have more than one, like this is the third time event coming around, so I will have 3 of these after this, and I'm keeping all 3 because there might come a time when I want to just do something and I just need Burn Punisher. Like for instance, MG goes to 60 now and I'm just barely not able to kill it, and the extra Burn Punisher will probably push me over and I will just kill it. Last, and certainly not least, the ones we're focused on for this video is Chocolatiers, and oh boy, this one isn't a doozy. So Chocolatiers gives 100% skill prep. Now, that sounds like it doesn't do much. You get 100% skill prep, and then what? It doesn't do anything after that, right? But Chocolatiers has turned out to be one of the most core Wyrmprints in Dragalia, period. If you're trying to speed clear something, more than likely you might be using Chocolatiers. If you're trying to do very specific strats for certain high dragons, you have to have Chocolatiers or you cannot do it. So like a lot of stuff was gated by the fact that this Wyrmprint was limited and is core to a lot of stuff. Now, I personally only bought one because I originally pulled one and then I just keyed it. It's like, oh, that's pretty good, so I always have the 1. Yeah, after this event, I'm gonna have 4 because it's back and it's like, okay, this Wyrmprint's so good. I don't know why I didn't get 4 before. But on top of that, it's now not limited. That is huge that Chocolatiers is just here because this is such a big, it's one of the things that when you're trying to catch up in Dragalia, there's an issue of time gates. The biggest one being the Halidom, which we can talk about that some other time because the Halidom is something all unto itself. But it's a cool way to increase your strength, but yeah, the Halidom can be a mess. But time gates, in fact, a lot of stuff that you need is limited. So the Paralyzed Punish print was limited to a New Year's event. So that's probably not running around till the event comes back, like Herald Homoto was before. There's this new Poison Punisher print that's limited to this Valentine's event. So yeah, this one has some competition because there's the Poison Punisher print from Volk that is 25%, while this one is only 20. Now, where this one makes it up is that full HP equals strength. So in a fight where you can try to keep your HP full, and keep it as full as you can, you're probably in a pretty good spot to just run this print instead. Like, spots where you might not be able to is MG. If you're running MG and don't have like a healer, you might lose out on some uptime, but honestly, this print will overall be stronger, but you have to have the caveat that the character's HP has to be full. So a character that used their HP, like Natalie, for instance, can't really run the Poison Punisher print because she will not be at full HP, but she can run the other prints and still make up for it that way. Back to Chocolatiers, however, like again, this print's going off the theme of time gates. Why this was so important is when you look at endgame content, a lot of the strategies revolved around someone needed Chocolatiers to do what needs to be done. Like, hi Midgard, you don't really need it. Verica can get everything up in time. Chocolatiers helps if you struggle doing it, but she doesn't need it. There's a way to time it to get it to work, and that's the only character who really need it. Once you get to Hy Brynhilda, you definitely need this print. The other person you use it on is Gala Ellie, because when you bring her and you run Chocolatiers, you then bring the defense co-ability and 25% fire resistance to your entire team at the start, which makes a lot of people be able to run printless, getting into Brynhilda, so you do a lot more damage to Brynhilda, and then just overall it speeds up the fight. But also, back in the days when all we could rely on was Thaniel to heal, he needed it because you needed to have the defense buff from his skill, which you would not get otherwise. He doesn't have enough skill prep to do it, so you had to run Chocolatiers to make up for that, to make sure people have more health and can live with the print. Like, this was with the print. You had to run like Ellie, Thaniel with Chocolatiers, and if you didn't have that, you just died. So that was a big like cutoff for anyone who did not have the ability to do that. Now it keeps going, and like the other big one really was Gala Uden, because the whole strat for High Zodiac is double Gala Uden, and they run Chocolatiers and Sister's Day Out, because Gala Uden's skill 2 is how you live. So what they did is you ran 2 Gala Udens, Yashio Fleur. That has obviously changed as better units have come out, but the 2 Gala Udens have still stayed. At least one in like Christmas Melora can also do it, but like you have 2 Gala Units, and the strat is you press your skill 2 immediately, and then you hold Force Strike, because that way you don't get pushed back. The double skill 2 keeps everyone alive. Both Udens go low enough that they get Cupid. You pop Cupid, you heal, everyone's health is up, and then you move yourself down the bottom corner, and then the fight goes. And then Sister's Day Out plays another part, but that's not limited, so we won't focus on that for this video. But yeah, that's how the Gala Uden rotation works. If you're trying to do High Zodiac, Master, and Normal, you run the same strat. So like, Chocolatiers being limited just cut people entirely out of being able to do any of those, like there's whole characters you could not use. If you wanted to use Gala Uden and Zodiac and you're not running Chocolatiers, you're probably not using Uden. You've got to use someone else. Like, it's that important. And now like the Punisher print, the Paralyzed Punisher print that they introduced in the last New Year's event is also gone, which a lot of light units just run that now, because again, ailment punishers are the way that Dragalia is going now. Like you see with a lot of the way they've changed characters, the updates they've been doing to characters, and the new characters coming out, a lot of them come with ailments, where they're giving them ailments because they need some way to counteract the almighty Galacleo, forever merciful shall she be, that actually just doesn't give a shit. It just blows everything up. So how they're trying to combat that? Let's make ailments more attractive. Let's make the Punisher meta better, because like at the high end game level of Dragalia, everyone was heading towards Punisher meta. You ran Master Midgar, you're bringing Burn Punisher. Volk rolled around, Burn Punisher. Like the only fire character kind of is hard to fit it is Berserker, because Berserker's kit, or Hunter Berserker, make sure I stress that, because this kit is not the easiest to work Burn Punisher in, because there's a lot of Wyrmprints he wants, but Burn Punisher is still good on him. But it's just like, he's like the one fringe. Everyone else, if someone's burning it, bring Burn Punisher. It's 30% more damage. You would be trolling to bring something else over that, like literally. But yeah, just quick heads up, you know, make sure to pick these prints up. Please make sure, because once they're gone until they run this again. Like, unfortunately, like I said, the current stage of Dragalia is being behind and trying to catch up, especially if you just start with Monster Hunter, because I don't blame you. Well, I love the game, obviously, but that event was sick. So if that event got you to play Dragalia, welcome. But trying to catch up, especially, again, the Haldum is the big one. Like, my Haldum is 1,602 because I've been playing since the start. But once you start getting to the end, these things take days to upgrade. And it's just like, the only thing I'm missing to upgrade at this point is the Fafnirs from the High Dragons, because I was kind of slow and farming the high dragons and getting into them because I don't really have a set team. Trying to work on that. Taking application, by the way. But yeah, I don't have a set team for that. So yeah, I was kind of stalling it, but I'm working on it now. Besides that, I have everything. And if you're missing these, like your damage and just your percent top is just lower. But again, try not to do too much on Haldum, but trying to, you know, I get the new player aspect and the struggles in getting in. So I'm just trying to give you guys a heads up that, you know, look out for these Wyrmprints. If you don't have Elf Water to get four fully mubbed bought right away, try to save your Elf Water before the event goes away. Get one full one and get as many single ones you can and just use keys. Like keys right now, because of the Elf Water chains, like as you saw, I have a million because I play the game a lot and I normally hoard stuff until I need it. But keys are the way that I used to do every single limited Wyrmprint. I would, if I end up pulling them back when you used to pull them in the Dark Ages, if I end up pulling a Wyrmprint that I thought was good, I would just key it. So that way I don't have to pull multiple, especially the ones that are limited and go away because they're just not, you know, there's not in the pool. So be sure that you are diligent. Make sure to get one copy of Chocolatiers. I would say get one copy of the new Poison print. I think it's better than the Volk one because it's a 5-star, so it's gonna have more base stats, and the full HP will probably help even in MG where you get clapped and lose your health. Except the early MGs is just better because you can dodge all those, so it's 100% better there. The later ones, I think it's like 55 up, is when he starts just, hey, Galacleo, Victor, Delphi team. No, because yeah, that's the team everyone used to go through MGs because it just does so much damage. And they try to make it so you can't just bring one thing. So after like 50, so 51 and up, he's gonna start doing purple once you can't dodge. So you bring a healer, you bring almost a Cupid. You bring Phoenix on one unit and just heal with Phoenix, keep your team going. So there, it might not be as good, but 100%. The early ones, it's just better. And most boss fights, it'll probably be better. Probably most boss fights, you'll be high health. It'll punish you for making a mistake, but if you're playing optimally and not getting hit by what you can avoid, then you should be fine. Stuff that doesn't have a healer, it wouldn't work. So the problem with that Poison Punisher print is unless you're running Heinwald, which that's possible now. There's other teams that have been cleaner besides Cleo, but a lot of times High Jupiter is Land of the Cleos, and then you just run 4 Cleos, or you run 3 Cleos and Aldrich on Master, which is like one of the, okay, I'm rambling now, but it's one of the coolest strats people found out. But yeah, that's it. Heads up. Make sure you're, you know, armed with knowledge and all that, and hope to catch you guys in the next video.